Good day to you and thank you for joining me. As a lot of other things in life, the LGBTQ+ component intrigued me, so I had to study it, and I would like to share my findings and insight with you. This topic is extremely complex and I decided to break it into different videos. In this video I will mainly explain what LGBTQ+ is and what it is not as far as I understand it. I hope that this video will be beneficial to a wide variety of people. I try and keep updated with international politics, and it seems that there is a lot of misunderstanding of what LGBTQ+ is all about. So in order to get a better focus and thus perspective, we need to ignore some aspects that gets overblown media attention. For the rest of this video, let's ignore those people who claim to be gay because they think it is cool or fashionable. Let's for now ignore the issues sport and public toilets have with transgender people. Kids wanting identifying as animals and schools possibly allowing this. Well, that is another topic too. Stay with me, and let's try and understand where those who claim to be from the LGBTQ+ community are coming from and if there are any legitimacy or reality for this concept. Let's start with some key concepts to understand. The words sexual orientation describes whom a person is romantically or sexually attracted to, for example, lesbian, gay, bisexual and pansexual. The words gender identity refers to a person's internal understanding of their own gender, which may or may not align with the sex assigned to them at birth, for example, transgender and non-binary. The words gender expression is how a person outwardly presents their gender, through clothing, behavior, hairstyle, voice, etc. The word cisgender is when someone's gender identity aligns with their assigned sex at birth. You might think, what is the difference between cisgender and heterosexual? And I am glad you asked, as I asked the same question. The terms heterosexual and cisgender describe different aspects of a person's identity, sexual orientation and gender identity, respectively. Here's the distinction. Heterosexual or straight refers to a person's sexual orientation. A heterosexual person is sexually or romantically attracted to individuals of the opposite sex. For example, a man attracted to women or a woman attracted to men. The concept focuses on attraction and relationships. Cisgender refers to a person's gender identity. A cisgender person identifies with the gender they were assigned at birth. For example, someone assigned female at birth that identifies as a woman is cisgender. The focus is on the alignment of gender identity with biological sex assigned at birth. Key difference of these two words are that heterosexual is about who you are attracted to and cisgender is about your own gender identity and how it aligns with your biological sex. Simply stated, cisgender means your gender matches what you were labeled as when you were born. For example, if you were called a boy when you were born and you feel like a boy or man, you're cisgender. And heterosexual means you are attracted to the opposite gender. For example, a man who likes women, or a woman who likes men. An easy way to remember the difference is: cisgender is about who you are, your gender. And heterosexual is about who you like, your attraction. There are more information about the history about this word, cisgender, at the end of the video. So let's move on. LGBTQ+ is an acronym that represents a diverse community of individuals with different sexual orientations, gender identities, and expressions. Here's what the letters stand for, along with a slightly broader explanation of the plus symbol. The L stands for lesbian. It refers to women who are romantically and or sexually attracted to other women. The G stands for gay. It typically refers to men who are romantically and or sexually attracted to other men. It can also be used as an umbrella term for same-sex attraction. The B stands for bisexual. It refers to individuals who are romantically and or sexually attracted to more than one gender. The T stands for transgender. It describes individuals whose gender identity differs from the sex they were assigned at birth. For example, someone assigned male at birth might identify as a woman or another gender. The Q stands for queer or questioning. Queer is a broad and inclusive term for people who don't identify strictly as heterosexual or cisgender. It is sometimes used as an umbrella term for the entire LGBTQ+ community. Questioning refers to individuals who are exploring or unsure about their sexual orientation or gender identity. We will be delving deeper into the circumstances around people who questions or are exploring in the next video. The plus represents the inclusion of other identities and orientations not explicitly covered by the initial letters, such as pansexual. Pansexual is a person who has an attraction to people regardless of gender. Asexual. Asexual has little or no sexual attraction to others. Non-binary. Non-binary is someone whose gender identity does not fit within the traditional categories of male or female. Intersex. Intersex are individuals born with physical sex characteristics that don't fit typical definitions of male or female. Now I can feel your disbelief in the authenticity of non-binary feelings of people, but that is a topic for another time. Please continue to focus on the LGBTQ part of this conversation, and we will leave the plus side for another time. I feel that understanding LGBTQ is important for all of us to understand correctly. The term helps create a sense of community and belonging for people with diverse identities. If we as heterosexual people can understand this community better, it will help us make sense of it all. Secondly, the term also fosters visibility, understanding, and advocacy for equal rights, which is important if we believe that some or all of LGBTQ should have the same rights as heterosexual people. And thirdly, it emphasizes the spectrum of human experiences in terms of love, attraction, and identity, and if all of us, LGBTQ included, educate ourselves on this topic, we as human beings will be just the more richer and in a position to understand and make better decisions and judgments. For many people, we are only born either male or female, and that is it. That there are only two genders are logical, sensible. Also, nature surely intended for species to survive, and being gay is not conducive to the survival of the human race, right? As most things in life, gender is not that simple. I invite you to join me in the next video about how, why, and if anyone can be or should be gay, never mind LGBTQ+. Before I go, here are some more information on the word cisgender, as I suspect this might be a new term for most listeners, and it is. The term cisgender is relatively modern, but the concept has been around for a long time. Here's a brief overview. The word cisgender comes from the Latin prefix cis-, meaning on the same side as, contrasting with trans-, meaning on the opposite side. It was first documented in academic use during the 1990s as part of discussions in gender studies and sociology. The term became more commonly used in LGBTQ+ and activist circles by the early 2000s. By the 2010s, cisgender gained broader recognition, especially as conversations about gender identity and transgender rights became more prominent in public discourse and media. The term was created to describe people whose gender identity matches the sex they were assigned at birth. It provides a neutral way to discuss gender identities without assuming being cisgender is the default or normal state, promoting equality in discussions about gender. So, while the idea behind the term is not new, the specific word cisgender is a product of more recent efforts to foster inclusive and precise language. And that is it for now. Until next time, thank you for your audience.